Welcome back to Ars Nouveau. Today we're going to be talking about these little creatures. I can tell you guys already this is like probably the most useful thing in the whole mod, so stay tuned. But yeah, without any further ado, let's get right into it. Okay, so the first creature we're going to be taking a look at is the Drugme. To first of all, to actually make any way of automation and stuff with these little creatures, you will need the charm of the specific entity. So in this case, we start with the Drugme, but the drug almost all of the charms we need Drugme needs the shards of the mob. Drugmes you can find them roaming around the world. You have to get Drugme shards. You just have to throw a wild horn of them. They will then do a little bit of a dance, and then they'll poof into some shards. And using the shards, you can make your own Drugme charm, which gives you the ability to summon them. Now, to summon the Drugme, you have to right-click a charm on a block of mossy cobblestone, and it'll give a couple of cool effects over, yeah, magic effects. Yeah, and he's summoned. So now the Drugme is already starting to work. Okay, so essentially what the Drugme does, it starts harvesting items from mobs without actually killing them, making it a very OP method of a mob farm. Like, you see here I have an evoker and a wither skeleton, so essentially unlimited wither heads and totems of undying. So yeah, pretty OP, but the process is super slow. Like, you can see already there's nothing yet in here, but like after some time, the Drugme is going to collect items of them and put it in a chest nearby. It also uses swords in the process while actually doing this, so make sure you have some nearby, otherwise it won't work. Anyways, now to the next mob. Okay, the next mob over here is the silv. So just like the Drugme, you have to get silv shards, and to get silv shards, you have to find a wild silv flying around the world and grow a tree next to it. Then you'll see the silv over there and it will poof into shards. So yeah, silv shards. Okay, so then you make yourself a silv charm and then you right click it on a summoning crystal. Okay, so essentially what the silv does, it collects blocks from the area around it. So like if I open this chest over here, you can see we have wood, sticks, saplings, poppies, dandelions. That's all because these blocks here are in the area around it. It only collects nature-related blocks, so crops, flowers, trees. I don't know, I can't think of anything else at the moment. But yeah, you get the point. No ores, no stone, just these kind of stuff. And you can see now why it's so expensive, the diamond per silv. And you can just spam them, by the way. Also works in the Drugme, you can just spam them to make the process go like way faster. And the last thing about the silv is that it follows by a happiness factor, which essentially decides how fast it works. So like the more variety of wood and blocks you put close to the silv, the happier it gets. And with the mood very happy, it works its fastest. So you can see already here we already have like after explaining this, we already got a decent amount of items. Anyways, that was the silv. Moving on. Okay, so the next mob over here is the Wixie. Again, the recipe needs Wixie shards. Now it's a bit special how you actually get the Wixie shards. So if I go over here to my Wixie spell, this is by the way touch, harm, 4 times amplify and dispel. So to get a Wixie shard, you have to use the dispel on a witch with 50% or less HP. So if you make a spell just like this, it will lower the witch's health just enough so can be turned into some shards. So if I use it over here, yeah, we got some Wixie shards. Now what do you actually do with the Wixie charm? So to summon it, you have to right click it on a cauldron. And another animation over here and it will summon the Wixie. So essentially what the Wixie allows you is auto crafting, which is, yeah, I think even better than the silv, I think. I don't know. But yeah, it allows you to do auto crafting. So for example, I want to make a cake. Then, and I already have like all the resources, like for example if I take the sugar in my inventory, if I right click any item on the cauldron, it will set the item. So in this case, cake. You can see in the top left corner, cake. And now if I put all the resources inside of it, the Wixie will start taking the items out of the chest, making the cake and then put it inside another chest. It does not go back into the same chest. I already tried that. It does not work for some reason. But yeah, after waiting a bit over here, the process is also really slow the more items is used per craft. But you get the point over here. It also uses source. Literally everything over here uses source. But yeah. Okay, so another thing what the Wixie can do is potion crafting. Just like the name says, it can make automatic potions. So, like in this chest I have nether wart over here, and I want the Wixie to make awkward potions. This Wixie over here I already set to make strength potion, and I already put place pot in here. So it's just a really cheap way of making potions. You just have to set the potion you want to make with a empty bottle, with a bottle of the potion. So in this case, awkward potion. It will be crafting awkward potions. The Wixie also just self-sustains the water, so you don't have to feed it in any case water. So there's no influence if you put a water pool next to it or not. It will just automatically use the water from magic, I guess, and it will make awkward potions. And yeah, this one is starting to make strength potion using the awkward potions that we have here and the base powder, being able to make very complicated potions using this kind of, and making use of the potion method that I talked about in the last video. But yeah, that essentially covers up all the Wixie, about the Wixie. Now for the, I think that's the second to last mob, is the carbuncle. So same story for all the other ones. Carbuncle charge, you need to throw on a wild carbuncle a gold nugget, and you'll get carbuncle shards. As you just saw over here, I just got 2 carbuncle shards. Sometimes it becomes 1, sometimes it becomes 2, but most of the time it's just 1 shard per, I don't know, transform, poof, I don't know. But yeah. So now to the carbuncle. Carbuncle essentially lets you transport items from one chest to another. So if I sneak right click on one chest and right click the mob, then if I right click the mob and then sneak right click on the chest, it will start transporting items over here. It takes 1 stack at a time, and it's really efficient, making it possible for automatic sources. I can show you a quick system in a sec over here. Okay, so over here I've just placed 3 chests with 3 seeds, with the 3 seeds types I have over here. And now if I put my, oh wait, I have to, okay, I think I configure it right now. So now if I put all the seeds over here, I can, yeah, it will essentially automatically sort the items, making it a really OP system. You can, yeah, you don't have to rely on complicated redstone anymore. Yeah, pretty useful. And now we still have items. This model sets item scrolls, which technically just say what the carbuncle is allowed to take and what's not allowed to take. So if I do an item scroll allow over here and sneak right click and define it for seeds, if I now right click this will only take seeds from now on. Like, it will only take seeds. So if I go to my sheet chest over here, take the seeds, put it over here, it will only take seeds. So if I try putting beetroot like that in there, it will literally not do anything. So yeah, that's the carbuncle. The item scroll deny is just like the opposite. It just says what items you're not allowed to take, blacklisting and stuff. But yeah, that's essentially all what the carbuncle does. Now to the actual last mob over here is the bookworm. This is like the only charm that you don't really have to make a shard from. Instead of a charm, you use an egg. And yeah, here's how you make a bookworm charm. To summon it, you sneak right click on the lectern. And yeah, so essentially what the bookworm does, if you give it a spell, by the true spell parchment with a spell infused with it, so let's just say I'll give it a spell, touch and harvest. Then it will consume source and will start collecting nearby items. Okay, I forgot, I for some reason changed the lectern to be only to nearby area. Like I changed the area using the sneak right clicking with the Dominion one on the lectern. You can switch the area of effect, so now this bookworm will like harvest all the items around it. And this is not really that good, you know, because, well, you also want to have the items. So my suggestion is you either place a carbuncle. By the way, carbuncle just also picks up item lying on the floor and puts them in the chest if it's defined to it. But in my case, I would always make it really simple by just getting another bookworm and giving it a spell, touch, and item pick up. No, that's the wrong one. Yeah, I think I did it right now. Yeah, it will also consume a bit more source to actually collect the items, but I don't know, it's just an easier method of actually collecting. And if you hook up a agronomic source link and a source jar nearby, you can actually make fully automatic mana systems and food systems. Okay, so there's one last thing you can actually do with all of the pets over here is to make them into pets / familiars. So if you make yourself a tablet of binding, and you first of all get all the animals nearby. Okay, then if you have all of the creatures nearby, and then you activate the ritual, it will essentially turn them all except that silv up there into bound scripts. So if you right click a bound script, you will essentially unlock the ability to summon your familiar slash pet. So yeah, you can do that with you can do that with all of them at once. I definitely would do them all at once, just cheaper, I guess. But yeah, so now you can summon your familiars. So how do you actually summon your familiars? By going to the crafting menu of any spell book. There is a new section over here, familiar. So I can now summon all 5 of these familiars because I already, well, did that once with the summoning, the bound script and stuff. But yeah, so what the pets do, like, well, every pet has a different ability. For example, if I summon my carbuncle, I will essentially get permanent speed 2. And if you give this carbuncle a golden nugget, it will give you scrying for gold ore for 3 minutes. So for the price of 1 gold nugget, I can essentially get infinite gold. They also follow you like dogs and, you know, wolves, tamed wolves, cats, literally like what a pet does. So now if I clear all my effects, and I can summon another one. Like normally you can't do this in survival. And I do it again. And yeah, you can only have 1 familiar at a time. If you try to summon another one, the one before will just disappear. So not even creative mode will let me not even op can let me have multiple pets at once. And yeah, your pets can either die by using a dispel on them, then they will just poof off, or they get killed by any mob. Like they also have HP, you know. But yeah, those are the familiars. Okay, so if this was in any way helpful, please make sure to like and subscribe. It really helps me out a lot. And make sure to check out the other 2 parts. I'll link them in the description, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.